Alright, so this is one of those valuable lessons as far as just be careful what you do in AutoKey because it can do crazy stuff like this. Alright, so the way to fix that is I've got this one outer helper selected. You notice there's two keyframes on it. One is where it's big and the other is where it's small. Okay? All I have to do is select the one where he's big, click on it so it turns white, and then hit delete. And then it just leaves the one keyframe, which is the bigger size. So I can do that to this other one also, just delete the keyframe that's at 0. And then the other thing that's happening, because AutoKey was on, is this is moving up and down right here. So if I select this, I can either choose to leave it down or leave it up. I think I want it to be in the original position, so I think I'm just going to select this keyframe and delete that. Okay, so now everything's back the way it should be. Alright. So basically what's happening, or what's going to happen with our animation is that I'm going to get it to a position, I guess, right around frame 30, which will be the start position for this animation. So I'm not too worried about anything that I'm seeing weird happening before frame 30, like, you know, the hands passing through the sphere, you know, this kind of stuff where it's really out and weird. I just want to get into a really, really good start position, and it just happens to be right at frame 30 for me. So my animation is actually going to, like if I were to render it, I would render it from frame 30 going forward. Okay? So I'm at the point where I've moved the knees out away from the sphere. He's clutching the ball, and he's about to begin his lift. Alright? Now what we have to do is we're actually going to have the sphere drive the animation, meaning we're going to lift the sphere and the hands are going to stay connected to it. So let's see how we do that. We're going to use select and link. And what I want to do is I'm going to be in a position like if I were to look past this object, like I can click right here on this IK handle and then pull it over to the sphere, and I'll get a good linking then. The problem with select and link is that sometimes it's easy to sort of click or link on the wrong object. So, okay, so here's my IK handle. I'm going to click on that, drag it to the sphere. Alright, so the way to check to see how that's working is you select the sphere, and then if you can move that up or down and the hands are stuck to it, then basically you did it right. Alright, so because I moved that, I'm going to make sure that I'm back on the ground at this frame 30, because that was my beginning frame. Alright. Cool. So everything now is pretty much connected. We're in animation mode, and we can kind of like begin the process of plowing forward. So what you'd have to do is decide how long is it going to take him to get to a standing position and lifting this heavy object. And you know, that could be 1 second, it could be 2 seconds, it could be 3 seconds. Okay, so it's really depending on how much you make him struggle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of work in 1 second increments. So what I would do is I would go forward to frame 60 and then just start to move him upward, and then I can start to, sort of like working in extremes. I'm going to kind of get him to a certain point, and then I'll have him struggle at that point. So, you know, I may want the ball to be at this position, which means then that my hips have to be back so that he's not crushing the ball, you know, into his face. My hips would probably rise at this point, but as soon as you see the hands sliding off the ball, then you know that the ball itself has to go higher. And then as soon as the hands stop moving off the ball and the elbows bend, you know you're in a good position there.